seen them. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Here. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Good morning. Good morning, little buddy. Hey, Dad. Good seeing you. Hey. Gosh. Sorry, man. It's good to see you. God, it's good to see you. Come on. Sorry, my tummy's wet because I took a shower. I wipe my tummy more for his benefit than anything else. His fur against wet skin doesn't feel quite nice, but he doesn't. He tries not to mind. I know he does. It's a matter of comfort. Wet beard, huh? Actually, nobody enjoys food. You women. Watching women use such an amazing ability to enjoy life. Because your nervous system, the way your biology is set up. Animals need pets. They need to be... The more you love on your animals, because their hearts are so small and their electrical systems are not as robust as ours, they don't have as much energy flowing into them because they are not human souls. They're not as powerful as we are. And so by you brushing them, that's why they come up to you so often. That's why they crave your touch. It's because with that muscles that you have, you're able to impart circulation to them. And this helps to restore their bodies to keep them healthy. That's why pets in captivity live so much longer. Ones that are loved, years longer, decades even. Cat that's almost like 28, 25 years old. On the regular. A rat that lived, I think it was 3 or 5 years, 4 years. Biology responds to life. And women are a lot like cats. Studying a cat, how a cat moves, responds to the day throughout his life, is a very good way of learning the flow of life yourself. Because a cat doesn't, after he eats, he doesn't waste all his energy of movement. He digests. He lets his system work for him. He gives himself time to get the energy he needs to move. He's in no hurry, he's in no real rush most of the time. 95% of the day he's relaxed. Relaxed as he can be. As he's able, as he wants to be. You feed them maybe once, twice, and they basically take care of themselves, and you just get to be there and enjoy their company. And you smile when you do. When they do. Whenever they come over. You provide that calm and happy place for them to rest. To be with you. She will make mistakes, but that's okay. Cats have good nervous systems, too. Their circulatory system is very fluid. Their bones are not as dense. Their skin is not as dense. Not as dense as dogs, anyways. But they have a little more sensitivity when it comes to physical sensation and perception of what's in their environment. That's why they're such good hunters. They can almost hunt. They can hunt without sight. At least my old cat could. I don't know about this one. My cat could find a mouse anywhere it was within her room as long as she was in it. 100%. Doesn't matter how much that mouse moves around, she will find it. But yeah, they just have really good senses. Women too. Women too. They are just like cats. So if you're able to take care of a cat really, really well, and it's obviously the cat cares and loves about you, then you're at least a lot more likely. You at least have that much going for you when it comes to having a partner, or being with someone. Because a cat doesn't need your attention 24/7, constantly. Just some of the time, just to help her circulatory system restore, to stay moving. Give her some loving pats, some affection, some attention, please, because she needs it just as much. Women have so much. Their nervous system is not housed in their spinal column. It's housed throughout the organs and skin of their body. It's housed throughout their skin and organs. And that's why they benefit so much from massage and touch, and that's why they crave it so much. To be stimulated, to be moved, to be touched upon. healthy. It keeps you guys healthy. It keeps us healthy as well. Just me doing this, moving my hands, creates circulation for me as well. I need this. I need this. I need this. I need this. Without this, I would fall asleep, basically. Men's physiology is denser, more dense, and we do frequently suffer burnout from simply our hearts working too hard. So when we men go to bed at night, our bodies are literally screaming. So our skin is so sore because it's so tired from the lack of circulation, and that's usually where the blessed and sanctity of a partner comes in. Because she, with another heart, another body, is able to help you restore and rest and recover a lot more quickly than if you had simply been by yourself and only learned your own values and lessons of life, instead of learning values and lessons of life to be with and for another. Because that's ultimately what life is pushing us to be about, is to be with one another, to learn how to be this system, to be perfect, to be better, to be desirable, to be honorable human beings. To be able to learn how to take care of ourselves, to flow with life, to become masters of life, to become students and teachers, and become skillful, become beautiful, strong, capable. And if you look at your beloved partners or loved ones, you can't help but look at them and say, I want to become stronger, to become better for you, because I want you to live and I want to keep you in my life. And that's what drives the entire male and human spirit, the male side of the family. His entire function, his entire purpose is to support the function of mother, of life. He's supposed to support life, to be a cheerleader, to be a coach, to be a guide, to be a shepherd, to be a guardian of energy, a guardian of spirit, a woman's peace and happiness, because their bodies aren't as strong, and ours are, and it's that way for a reason. Men are the strongest physically, and women are the strongest energetically. They have the most guidance and intuition. They know what to do so often. There you go, bud. Yeah, sorry. And now, do not move as quickly. You learn how to be more peaceful. That's what women need. That is what women need. They need you, the man, to be peaceful in your life. Almost always. So that they can rest. That is how they rest, with your peaceful light. Your corona. The eminence of your light, which radiates around your body. It's an energy field. And it energizes and uplifts everything around it. Just connect this with a drink. He'll eat from my hand. He usually doesn't. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Happy to serve, man. Yeah, women need you to be peaceful. Peaceful and happy. All things. Not demanding, not serious. Peaceful, happy, and elegant. Calm always, if you can. And that comes with practice and time. That is also, by the way, why women like to be taken out so much. To go out to eat, to experience, to do things. Because they are enjoyers of life. They enjoy things much more fully and completely than men, because the nervous systems are so much more sensitive. That fruit, that apple that I just ate, I barely felt that. I barely tasted that. One, because I'm not really eating that consciously. I eat more for the purpose of sustenance instead of enjoyment. really focus there. And that's going to affect your experience, but also, I literally just don't have the amount of taste buds that you women do. The way y'all enjoy things, the way y'all move and eat and feel through life is so amazing. You literally all have almost twice the amount of nerves in your skin that men do. Twice the amount of sensation. In your mouth, your hair, your organs, your skin, your biology. Animals eat off the dirt and the ground every time. Almost all the time. So why can't we? Why have we been taught to be so sanitary, overly sanitary, to the point where we're fearful and not free and happy in life? And it doesn't need to be that way. The Native Americans didn't live like this. The reason why the measles and the smallpox was so effective is because the English were basically destroying, wiping out their entire entire forests. And that was a great sickness, a great dishonoring of life. Because while the rest of the world was warring, basically in England and the rest of the states, and while the rest of the world was basically at arms and basically confrontational, the entire states were filled with Native Americans who took care of the land, and took responsibility of everything, and who spent so much time bringing in resources from the ocean. Tons and tons of fish. Tons and tons of fish. Tons of it. For years and years and years, decades and decades, they spent their entire goddamn lives doing this. Family after family after family after family after family after family after family. Because it was the only goddamn thing that made sense. It was the only thing that made any common sense. Make those trees strong. Make those trees huge and healthy, because it stops the winds and the rains from tearing up the lands. It stops tornadoes. It stops Death Valley. It stops the big Dust Bowl from happening, and that's what we created for ourselves in the wild, wild west, because we simply destroyed all the trees. Those things which the Native Americans have spent years and lifetimes caring and building for their own children, for their own families. That is the only reason why the United States has been so successful. Because a population over thousands of years have put a stockpile of resources upon this land. And we're sitting making off the fat of it, just enjoying like what they worked for. That's why this abundance comes to us so easy, and why other countries are looking at us, why looking at us like, how do you guys have such wealth? Because they didn't go through Genghis Khan. They didn't go through Lord Gilgamesh and all these rest of these other people. They didn't have these great battles and these wars constantly. They just had the peace of their own nations. And so when the English came over and started destroying all their trees, a sickness did fall across the land, because it was just so terrifying what was happening. Like, how could you do this? Oh my God, what the fuck's wrong with you? Are you that stupid? Are you that criminalized? Are you that corrupt? Are you that bereft in your brain of what you're doing to your own land? To the own wealth of the entire world of what you live in? This is your life that you're taking away. This is your own health. That's why our health fell so far in the States. That's why when you look at any old video in the 1980s, 1800s, it looks so goddamn bleak and disgusting, because the air is horrid. There's almost no oxygen, because there's no trees. These trees that the Americans raised and cultivated were absolutely massive. 12 feet across. These things were bigger. You could drive a car through them. These things were bigger than houses. These things were like small skyscrapers. Enormous. Absolutely colossal fucking trees. Huge. Enormous. And you look at some of these old photos, like, that's what we lost? Holy shit, no wonder the Native Americans are so fucking disgusted and so angry and so upset at the land. It's such a disgust, it's such a disgrace of life. No wonder they all died. No wonder they were all dying of sickness. They contracted hives and the measles and the mumps. It's just an imaginary illness. It's just basically from the invaders, from just bad people invading their land and just presenting a bad energy and disrespecting everything that they had worked for. That will create such an illness in you, within you. And just for the English, just over in the, completely out of the Americas, the reason why there were so many black days and bubonic plagues and black deaths and all that, and why those things back then were so effective and had so many big, from dying from the sicknesses, was because people feared so much. Whenever something would happen, they would go absolutely batshit wild and just basically commit themselves to the grave by over worry, by thinking too negatively, thinking this is going to happen to them, this is going to erupt within them. And it does, and it did, because you commanded it, you called it to you. Whatever imaginary sickness, whatever imaginary illness or symptoms that you think you're going to catch, if you think and focus about it hard enough, you will manifest those symptoms. Whether it's completely the way that you thought it was going to turn out, you're going to manifest something very similar to it. You're going to create it by the chemistry. You're the sponsor of your own chemistry, racing to those cells, racing to those cell sites, to your focus. Energy follows intention, follows your focus. Wherever you stay focused, energy will flow. So, if you flow it towards a peaceful and happy life, that's generally where it will definitely go. If you focus it towards, oh, woe is me, I hate myself, and I hate all these people around me, and this is bad, and that is bad, and my health is failing, and I'm getting older, the clock is ticking, the time's running out, and no, you're gonna have a world of, your health is gonna be shit. Your health is gonna be really, really poor. Hypochondriacs, you know them, they're always sick. And you have friends which are always not, because they're always happy. They don't present an environment of health or sickness within their body, within their bodies. And I couldn't say all these things before because I had a brain injury. Two. One when I was 15 and one just several months ago. Just recovered from it, mostly just recently, just a few months. And that's why I seem to be a little bit forgetful at times. And I have to repeat things sometimes. Because I have to make new memories. Your body has a capacity and ability to store memories, record information all over your cells. As long as you're even remotely healthy, energy always leaves imprints wherever you go. Your life leaves imprints wherever you go. Women, animals, they don't need attention always. Just so often. Very so often. Every day if you can help it. The more you love them, the longer they live. You as well. Because it keeps you happy and healthy. Keeps you moving. keeps you purposeful, keeps you entertained, keeps you engaged with life. Men, once we stop moving, our health does begin to decline. Men's biology, our biology especially, is designed to stay active. It's designed to stay balanced when we are. Men strive in activity. So we all do. Yeah, these ants are... A few bites are okay, but this is... Oh, Lord. Yeah, you guys are going nuts, aren't you? You monkeys. Get off this kibble. Automedy. Ants like this, bugs and creatures, they don't have a soul, but there's like a... Yeah, there is a guidance system. That's why whenever a piece of food drops on the ground, they almost know immediately where it is. All life is connected. One thing that was great about the university was the science and chemistry teachers. They were some of the most intuitive and beautiful people that I knew. My biology teacher, especially Mr. Shelton. He was religious, which that always struck me. Because he did have a strong belief in God, what's out there. And he was a very good biology teacher. And one of the things that he said, one of the things he was trying to clue in his entire class to was the fact that how you could take a piece of anything, put this into your body, and your body knows exactly what to do with it. It doesn't emit too much of a chemical to break it down. It knows your entire body, your entire body from your head to your toe responds at once. How does it do that? How does it know to do that unless it's all connected? Unless there's some field, some eminence of light that's giving a gentle communication to everything all at once. As soon as you put anything, some chemical, as soon as you're about to strike it, to hit it, about to experience some energy, about to experience some action, your entire body is already set up and prepared for it. That's why intention is so powerful. Because it prepares the muscle sites for activity, for energy storage, for energy release. And I couldn't understand, and no one caught on to that, and I couldn't understand why he was making such a... I could understand why he was making such a big point about that, but at the same time, it was just, what are you hinting at, Mr. Shelton? Are you saying that there's more to life than what we know? And basically, that's what he was saying. And he had this really smug look when he said that. That your entire body knows what to do with it. Instantly. Entirely. It doesn't, there's every single atom. There's no waste. There's no random chance that it occurs. All these ants that are on the ground moving, they knew where that kernel was. They knew where that apple was. It was just sitting there on top of a freaking 6-inch tall pile of freaking tire rubble and plastic. There's normally nothing up there. Now they're all like crowding towards it because there was an apple on there. And I say that because years ago, I had an experience where I basically clapped a mosquito and it bounced off one finger, and like it just spun off. I was standing and it bounced off one finger because I was trying to catch it. I tried catching it, bounced off this finger, and like I tried catching it, I missed it, and it bounced off the other finger. And so it bounced off 3 times. It landed on the ground, and I saw an ant walking like this ways. And as soon as it hit the ground, the ant was just like made a straight beeline through it, like a straight 90-degree angle, and it's the most craziest thing. And it didn't even hesitate. It just went right up to it, grabbed it, picked it up, and started carrying it off. I was like, and I was high at the time, and I was like, bop, 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 dunk, and I was just like, bunk. No hesitation. It didn't even like, not even a split second. Just went right up to it, grabbed it, and started taking it right back to its home on the same pathway that they just walked. It made a new pathway. As soon as that thing hit the ground, I was like, that just happened. Yeah, well, that just happened. High as I may be, my eyes do not deceive me. You cannot deny what you see happen in front of you. And I've had more than a few experiences like that. Of just how do they know you can put something like 3-4 feet off the ground and they'll still come to it. Till you hide it, to seal it away in a freaking fridge. Speaking from experience, leaving things out, thinking that it's safe, that they're not going to bother it, that you removed all the chemical markers off the ground and everything else, and it's just no, they keep finding it. That's what life is designed to do, designed to recycle. Insects, nature, biology is designed to support life, and one way it does that is by taking care of the nutrients and the resources of this land. It's meant to. The flu virus is not something to be feared. It's simply just a transmission. It's a transmitter. It's an antibody transmitter. That's why it's designed to go through the skin. Years ago, many doctors realized that viruses, the way that they are designed, it's a specialized type of cell. This carrier information cell is designed to go through the skin. Your masks are entirely unnecessary. That's why it seems like no matter whenever you go to visit friends or a foreign country, you always get sick. It doesn't matter what you do. And sick is such a relative term. It's a feeling of unwellness, a feeling of low energy, because your entire system has to be updated. And that rewriting, that causes energy. It needs calories. It burns fuel. It literally makes you hot to construct that DNA anew, thousands, trillions of times over throughout the entire body, so that every cell has this community, has this information, this communication. Okay. I'm sorry, little guy. Okay. All of life is here to support you, everything within the universe. There's no thing designed to hurt you, not even animals want to hurt you. Animals do not want to hurt a human. They do not want to hurt a human. Even they can see and recognize that there is something more going on within you, that you are different than them, that you are different than they. And you are profoundly different. You have almost 10, 15 times the electrical energy that they do, running throughout your body, throughout your brain, throughout your systems. Even compared to a cow, that's why they love you rubbing against them so much, because their hearts are not as strong. And ours are. Because our hearts, our bodies are run by the energy of our souls and of those and from those around us. And there's energy coming into these bodies which is not chemical, which is not chemistry, it's just not physiology. It's electrical, it's magnetic, it's guidance, and it is energy, it's electrical. Women like and need to snack pretty often. It's good for, it keeps them engaged, man. Why not? So, I hope this creates a lot of rewrite and adjustment for perception and understanding for many of you about how life is supposed to be. You're supposed to support the other. Man, the physical support, the rock, the stable foundation, the stability, the go-getter, the go-doer. In women, the emotional support, the healing, the caring, the nurturing, the call to attention, the call to rest, the call to center, the call to balance. So we don't push ourselves too hard. So that we do recover, so that we can take care of one another. That woman is the only thing which requires the intention of the male biology all of her life. She is what gives you purpose, meaning, and drive, as well as focus. And focus means purpose as well. For men, our attention, our focus matters heavily. For all of us it does, but for men, it is a big key, a big part, a big aspect of our lives. We need to remain focused in order to take care of things, to do what we need to do in life, to have a drive, to have a heading. And we can't do that when we don't see the female counterpart, when we don't see the female energy. If the female energy doesn't show itself, the male drive doesn't have much of a reason to focus or to motivate itself to do very much. Besides, for the sake of getting stronger, taking care of someone is probably the most driving and willful force that you can ever realize, recognize, and take on, to uphold, to honor life, to honor her life, and to honor your life in general. Because if your strength, if your energy is not high, you're not able to take care of anyone. And so you must take care of yourself first, guys, men, and women especially, and women as well. We all must display and present and work on skills which are congruent and harmonious to life. And there's nothing wrong with not getting with a partner, but if you want to get with a partner, you do learn these basic skills of how to move with life. Not everyone is supposed to. Not everyone is meant to. Some people are simply just meant to live and to be life, and just to be there for one another. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You simply do with what the call of your soul is. There are no wrongs. But if you really want and do want to have a happy and peaceful and healthy life, you learn to take care of yourself and one another, because you need those around you. I mean, none of us ever do this alone. We cannot do this alone. Now, big and small, we need the other. All are meant to be here. All belong. All have a right to deserve to exist. Everyone has a right to exist. But we don't have a right to make others unhappy. We have a right. We deserve to learn how to live harmoniously with one another. There you go. And by petting them, by constantly stroking them, even though this food isn't the most high quality, it helps them to, even you doing that to yourself, massaging your skin, helps you to move your biology in a way that it makes the most of a bad situation, of a bad substance, so that it isn't harmful, so that it is actually healthy for you. You can bring yourself to health simply just by moving enough. Even if you're diabetic and you don't have insulin and you're eating and taking all these weird foods and things which are hurtful and harmful for your body, enough exercise can burn a lot, can do a lot to make your body, your biology balanced. Because your cells can literally consume things it can consume and break down things in real time without it poisoning your system. For diabetics, this will make more sense. It's basically a daily life for them. You eat this raw food, this refined sugar thing, it's going to hurt you. You can feel it. You know it's going to hurt you. And so that's why when I speak of those things, like, you women don't have to worry about that, really, not that much. And I didn't either until I stopped moving. I basically stood still for way too long. Basically, I became a gamer and just ignored life. Became a degenerate. As well as frequent over masturbation, which depleted my system. And that's the other thing is, which I need to share is another untruth that we've been told, another line, miscommunication, misinformation, is that to the male biology, masturbation is not healthy for your prostate. It is not healthy for your biology if you simply waste your semen on the ground. Your semen is the original elixir of life. Guys, men, and women's womb is the holy grail. It is the fountain of youth. Your semen is also the fountain of youth as well. Your semen is made up of your nervous fluid. That is why it is so draining, and also why it is so effective in restoring your liver. That's why it is also so effective in creating life, as well as restoring skin, tissue, and organs when it makes contact with it, because it is so nutrient dense. Men, you have to realize that your seminal fluid is more valuable than gold, because it is literally made of gold compounds, gold and silver, platinum, palladium, zinc, copper, iron, manganese, magnesium, cobalt, selenium. It's very, very concentrated. That's why it burns whenever it gets into your system, whenever you cut yourself, whenever you break your skin open. It's not necessarily because you hurt the nerves always. It's because you broke those nerves open and that fluid is escaping out. It's not harmful. It just hurts like the dickens, because it's not meant to be there, because it's so concentrated. And so women, you have to please understand that you're not supposed to deplete and drain your men like this. You're supposed to give that fluid back to them. As I was saying, men, at the end of the day, our bodies, our skin and organs are so exhausted that fluid at the end of the day, that she helps give back to them, to him, because there's no really safe way for him to collect that and to give it back to himself. Animals can't do this for themselves. That's why they live such short lifetimes. That's why praying mantis, that's why the female basically finishes him off, because he can't restore himself after that point. Because the way their nerves and systems are set up, it's not designed to circulate the human biology is. Human biology is designed to set up to live as long as possibly possible. And if we avoid stresses and stressors, the average lifespan, just by time, just by the cellular function, the clock of that biology of a living cell, your cells are designed to live over 250 years. That is if you stay happy and healthy. That's if you don't subject yourself to negativity, which shortens your telomeres. That's why you see a lot of people nowadays who are living past their hundreds, because we are designed to live past 100. But we are also designed to live past 100 very much healthy, very much healthier than what we are right now. Because the way that we live, a lot of us don't live very consciously. We're not living with the purpose and the mindset of restoring our bodies, of youthing our bodies, of living as joyfully as possible so that we can restore them, so that we can reverse our aging, because that is what happens when you smile. That is what happens when you love your life enough, love life enough. You become young again. That's why in almost every fairy tale it is called, and they lived happily ever after, because they didn't focus on the negativity anymore. They allowed themselves to be fully happy, and they realized the function and safety of their own biology. It's designed to keep you happy, and it's designed to keep you healthy and alive. It's not designed to shut you down. It's designed to support you. That's why when you take care of it, it responds so well. That's why you see those people who take care of themselves. They look amazing. Their skin is so flushed and so healthy, so radiant. We are designed to live peaceful, to live happily, to take care of, to support one another, to have happy and healthy experiences, to to be with our friends, to enjoy our friends, to enjoy each other's company. Love is not about competition in life. It's about compatibility. That's where a lot of us men, that's where a lot of us guys and everyone else is basically getting it all wrong. Our sitcoms have basically been forced onto us to have bad and unhealthy reactions to relationships, to life in general, to just concepts and perceptions. And I do have a problem with that because that makes a lot of people very unhappy and very unhealthy and not able to follow the function and purpose of life. And there are many of us who are naturally falling back to that calling. I mean, if you see them, like Kana and like so many of those ASMR girls who are basically showing themselves, who are basically presenting their skills, their talents, their ability to call to comfort, to call a population to peace, to rest, to sensations, to touch, to a feeling of being cared for. They're doing amazingly successful nowadays. And we haven't always been. We've always covered up the female figure, hid her, covered up her breasts, covered up her body, made it so very hard for the male body to ever be motivated, to ever be stimulated, to ever find a purpose in life. That's why you see a lot of guys with such low drive, because we don't see enough of the female spirit. We don't see mother. Where is she? Why is she always covered up? Why don't we see her? Why don't we see her face? Not a chibi anime model. Why don't we see her face? Guys need to see your face. They need to see the spirit of your soul, even if at least once. Even if it is at a very young and early age, they need to see the spirit of a high soul, of someone that they care about, that they want to be with, an image that they can work towards, supporting and being with, something which drives them, an image which sticks in their mind for the rest of their lives, as a positive support. You see her and you can't help but want to be better. All life is designed to support the other. The insects help keep everything moving, keep everything flowing. They return nutrients and minerals back to the outside, back to where they need to be, where it supports and sustains life. That's why in Australia, after the forest burned, that's why they had such a large outbreak of mice. Because those mice were helping to move and relocate and restore minerals and nutrients where they needed to be. To any of my Australian friends, you are going to have another fire simply because of temperatures. So I would ask that you guys prepare in whatever ways that you can. By making dirt bunkers, by investing in concrete and rock, in dwellings, and dirt embankments, earthen shelters, which are flame-proof, fireproof, and which maintain a constant temperature no matter how much is going on around them. Places where animals can be stored safely, not in wooden barns. The reason why we have so many tornadoes is because we tore up the ground, and why we are having a lessening of them, and as well as hurricanes and storms, is because the ground is slowly coming back in places. Tornadoes basically help to move and redistribute nutrients and resources among the land. Volcanoes and earthquakes as well. It's a shifting of the ground of nutrients. It's a return of cycles of elements back to the center, so they can be structured and reoriented, balanced, and sent back up through the oceans and pathways of molten magma. The fish and ocean koalas and dwellers help bring that back up to the surface. And so, We can either do that the hard way or the long way, more purposefully using our animals from the ocean to help restore our lands, eating more fish and food instead of what comes from the ocean, what we're sending all of our nutrients and resources out into. We can call those back by eating more ocean-based products, by consuming more ocean life. And just as a soul, fish do not have the same soul. They do not. All life experiences pain to some degree, but it does not hurt their consciousness. It does not cause pain to the whole, to the system, to life, to hunt fish, to hunt simple biology, to use it for food, for substance. That is what it is there for. You're not hurting anybody by taking simple life, but you do cause a small degree, you do cause a degree of suffering when you take it from a more intelligent animal. And that it is not needed, it is not necessary. All you really need is fish. All you really need is chicken, pollo. Simple food, simple biology. Bugs. Yes. Bugs are one of the easiest to digest forms of protein. Next followed by fish. Next followed by most ocean life. And then next followed by chicken. Chicken is pretty easy to digest. That's why a lot of you favor it so much. Animals, they can take a low nutrient source and they concentrate into their bodies. That's why, even with the nutrient system, the nutrient situation like it is, when we consume them, we get healthier for it because they are able to take, the best of a bad situation and make it better. And that's what biology does. It creates and sustains life. So your nervous fluid is so concentrated just by it touching things, just by making contact. It restores things. But you need to make peace and time for it to fully take effect, to really make the full use and advantage of that. When a guy receives his own fluid back to himself, it shortens his recovery time so much. Instead of it taking weeks, instead of it taking a whole week to recover, 7 days, 5, 6, 7 days, he recovers in basically like 2 or 3, if not 1. That's why I've been recovering so fast as well. No, it's not again. That's also why I'm so. It's also dark. You got dark circles, because when you drain your fluids, you exhaust an energy system of your body, and your body misses that. And the way you restore that is by eating lots of greens, chewing on lots of greens, fish, fruits, because you need those acids, those balanced acids from organic fruits to help restore and adds metabolism, metabiology, basically. And you learn that mastery of life. Semen retention is only the first step. That is only the first step. Your biology system is designed to flow. Males, especially. The reason why... Oh, shit. Okay. The reason why males crave sex so much is because it's needed. It's to flow. It's a function of their biology. Your nervous system doesn't circulate unless it is moved or enacted upon. And one of the ways that it circulates heavy metals, because they do settle to the bottom of your nervous system, it runs throughout your body, and isn't always circulated, is through your seminal fluid. It collects here. Your body lets you know when you have enough of it to basically be released, to be reused again, as a function of life. That's why when you take it back in, it goes to your brain, to your head, to your organs, and if you feel that, if you feel amazing, if you work out a lot, that helps you speed up your recovery so much. It's supposed to be one of the greatest discoveries of human mankind, being with your woman, being with your partner, as she helps you discover this function of life, as she helps you discover how to live better, how to live well. This miracle of biology, which is within you, which is around you, it's always been with you. Your own recovery, your own health, your own ability to grow strong and these happy and healthy, huge bodies. Guys, men, Make use of your seminal fluid. It is not designed to be wasted. Give it to your woman at least. It will help her to restore her inner organs. It will help her to restore her organs. Make use of it, but please, for God's sakes, don't waste it upon the ground. Native Americans always knew this. Like, your nervous fluid is so gosh darn sacred. It is the most concentrated source of nutrients upon this earth. There is nothing more concentrated than your nervous fluid. So please, take care of that. Don't be wasteful, be mindful. If you use your resources wrong, there's nothing, no system in the earth, no practice that is ever going to help you. You have to be responsible at every and all levels. From what you put into the ground, what you put into your bodies, and what comes out of your bodies, and what you put back into the ground. It all needs to come back. It all needs to just flow. It's a cycle. It's a circulation. It is a system. It is designed to support you. It is not designed to aid you. It is designed to keep you healthy, happy, and functional, alive as long as possible. Guys, women don't always want sex. They want stimulation, which is different. Your mouth to mouth, guys knows what I'm talking about. It stimulates an entirely different function and drive within them of fluids, of generation, than does intercourse, which stimulates a deeper function, which is more draining upon the women. That is why when women get raped, it is so debilitating. It's such a disgrace to life. It's such a dishonoring to life, because you're basically stealing from them in energy and in nutrients and calories and resources. That is something that is meant to be given to another in peace, safety, and happy, and sanity, and sanctity, in an environment of trust, in a posturing of trust, in a submission of trust, of respect, of honoring. I trust you enough to let you into my life, to receive this gift that I have, to receive these fluids, these electrolytes, these systems, these minerals. Guys, you as well. Guys are not meant to release their seminal fluid all at once. We're meant to basically prolong the activity as long as possible, so that as soon as we start engaging in that activity, your body starts sending nutrients to that spot, to your prostate, to your seminal gland. And you feel that drain upon your resource, and you're meant to give yourself time to eat, to come back, to eat more food and resources, and to engage in the activity again, so that it gently fills, not all at once. So that when you do release, it is not pain. Your body is not in pain. Women can sense this. Guys, you can sense this as well when you ejaculate too soon, when your body hasn't prepared the chemicals, the nutrients properly. It feels and it tastes like pain. That's why whenever I read about people who have experimented or have basically gone out to life and have tasted the substance of other life, biology, they report basically cats and animals and lions and tigers as basically it tasting like their seminal fluid tastes like pain. Guys as well, if you release too soon, and when you prolong the activity, when you go at it with a loving mind, with that intention of knowing, the understanding of it's supposed to steadily build, and then you take a break, and then you please your hands, your tongue, your mouth, your resources. You give yourself that break so you can return back to her and stimulate her properly, so you can be with her long, so you can circulate her nervous fluid, so she can keep living.